Stupid, loser, sit down, very nasty, racist. Those are the words that President Trump used speaking to three of my colleagues this week. Three journalists, three black women. They are Yamiche Alcindor, April Ryan, and Abby Phillip. These are three consummate professionals, A grade. They can take these insults. They don't need me sticking up for them. But still, there is something so wrong with this. It is beyond disturbing. It is ugly, and I'm angry. And if you missed it, here you go.
On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also saying
I don't know why you'd
that
say
the
that. It's such a racist
there
question.
are some people.
Sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'll give you voter suppression. Excuse me, I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down?
The same thing with April Ryan. I watch her get up. I mean, you talk about somebody that's a loser. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She gets publicity, and then she gets a pay raise, or she gets a contract with, I think, CNN. But she's very nasty.
Do you expect Matt Whitaker to be involved in the Russia probe? Do you want him to...
It's up to him.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Trump loves to punch, but this is something else. This feels personal. Among the multiple reporters this president has insulted this week, three are African American women. And these are not only fair questions they are asking of him, these are the most important questions about this White House. And it pushes his buttons. And this is where he goes. Oh, and the president today talks about respect.
When you're in the White House, this is a very sacred place to me. This is a very special place. You have to treat the White House with respect. You have to treat the presidency with respect.
These women have conducted themselves with the utmost respect. The person who apparently has none, the president. Meantime, he is firing back at former First Lady Michelle Obama. She gets deeply personal in a new memoir, including opening up about Donald Trump, saying that she will, quote, never forgive him for endangering her family. She writes, quote, the whole birther thing was crazy and mean-spirited. Of course, its underlying bigotry and xenophobia hardly concealed, but it was also dangerous, deliberately meant to stir up the wingnuts and kooks. What if someone with an unstable mind loaded a gun and drove to Washington, she writes. What if that person went looking for our girls? Donald Trump, with his loud and reckless innuendos, was putting my family's safety at risk, and for this, I'd never forgive him. Here is the president's reaction to her book.
I guess she wrote a book. She got paid a lot of money to write a book. And they always insist that you come up with controversial. Well, I'll give you a little controversy back. I'll never forgive him for what he did to our United States military by not funding it properly. It was depleted. Everything was old and tired. And I came in and I had to fix it.
Let me bring in Joshua Dubois, a former White House advisor to President Obama on faith and race. Joshua, always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
On the birther issue, Mrs. Obama being very candid about what that time was like for her family. I mean, you were with them at that time with this White House. What was going on behind the scenes?
Well, it was a wild time, the fact that you had to defend the legitimacy of this person that you knew to be legitimate, and you had to push back on these wild, false charges. You know, there's a couple things that I think are really important about this Michelle Obama book, Brooke. First, it's a really interesting opportunity that we have. You know, this is a woman who has balanced her public life with her private life really well. She's done some things in public, her policy issues, and people know that she's compassionate, but she hasn't brought us into these types of personal spaces before, and we're now able to have this sort of intimate connection with her, and I think that's really important. And then with this piece about Donald Trump, I think it's a very serious message that she's conveying here. It's not in a preachy way. She's not hitting us over the head with this, but what she's saying is that your words matter and the way you treat people matters. You can't just make up these crazy conspiracy theories. You can't run racist ads about the Latino community. Or, as you just noted, you can't just say that legitimate reporters are stupid. When you do these things, you're not only dividing us further, but you're making this country more dangerous. That's what I think she's saying in her own unique Michelle Obama way.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned some of the personal. I just want to play this clip. This is Michelle Obama, very open about when they wanted to start a family. Here she was.
I felt lost and alone, and I felt like I failed because I didn't know how common miscarriages were, because we don't talk about them. We had to do IVF. I think it's the worst thing that we do to each other as women, not share the truth about our bodies and how they work and how they don't work.
So thank you for Michelle Obama for putting that out in the open for so many women and men. But she also, can you just talk a little bit about that? And she was in your life, and she was in your family's life, and the imprint she had.
She is. She checks in on me and my wife and our kids. She's just a lovely person. And what's interesting about that is she did not have to share that story. A lot of folks, for good reason, keep those types of things closely held to themselves. But she didn't do it for her. My sense is that she did it for all the other women and families that will empower, so that they can come out of the shadows and know that they are not alone. And that's always been the type of person she has been with me, with our family. I've seen her draw close to staffers in time of need. Just a really compassionate person, a really smart person, sharp and tough as nails, but compassionate as well. And I'm excited to see this book, to read this book, to learn even more.
It is called Becoming. Joshua Dubois, thank you.
Thank you.